Let's open up our Bibles to 2 Kings chapter 4.
तर आम्ही आमचे बायबल उक्ते करूया दुसऱ्या राजाच्या पुस्तकान 4व्या विस्वरान.
Verse 1. Read verse 1, please.
पहिले वचन.
प्रवादी बंधुभाव ह्या जमातींतल्या एका वांगड्याचे बायलेन एलिशाक सांगलें, म्हजो पोती आनी तुजो सेवक मेला तो देवा भिरांतीचो मनीस आसलो म्हूण तूं जाणाय. आतां एक रीण दिवपी सावकार म्हज्या दोगूय भुरग्यांक गुलाम करून व्हरूंक आयला.
Okay. We see a widow of a prophet.
आम्ही हांगासर पळयता विधवा एक आसलेली बाकणाराची.
Okay, the wife of a man who served God.
असले देवाचे असले मनशे देवाचो असले देवाची चाकरी करतालो.
She's experiencing pain right now.
अति दुःख अनुभवता तेच्या
She's going
जिवितांत.
through a tough time.
ती कठीण वेळासान पासर जाता.
She's lost her husband.
तिचो घोव मेलेलो आसा.
To add to that,
आणि तेका आनीक जोडपाक
they are going through another trial.
आनी एका कश्टांसान पासर
The
जाता.
creditors, that means people that they borrowed money from, are coming to her and are threatening to take her children away now.
ज्या लोकांकडच्यान तिने रीण घेतलेले ते इलेले आसा आणि ते आता त्याच्या भुरग्यांकूय व्हरता म्हणटा.
It's a bad situation.
ही सामकी वाईट
A
परिस्थिती.
difficult time.
कठीण वेळ सारखो.
Troubled time.
कष्टाचो वेळ सारखो.
And in this situation,
आणि असले
she
परिस्थिती
comes to Elisha.
ती एलिशाची येता.
And in verse 2, let's see what Elisha says to her.
आणि दुसरी वयन पळोवया एलिशा कितें सांगता तो तेका.
एलिशान म्हणलें, तुजे खातीर हांवें कितें करचें? सांग म्हाका, तुज्या घरांत कितें तरी आसा?
Okay, there are two questions.
दोन प्रश्न विचारता तो
Very
तेका.
funny questions.
आणि पळोवंक गेल्यार फानी कशे
The
फकाणाचे
first
कशे.
question he asks is,
पयलो प्रश्न जो तो
what
विचारता,
shall I do for you?
कितें काय तुज्या खातीर करचें?
And the second question here,
आणि दुसरो प्रश्न विचारता,
what have you in the house?
तुज्या घरान कितें आसा काय तुजे कडेन?
What shall I do for you?
तुज्या खातीर हांवें कितें करचें काय?
You know, whenever you come to God,
जेन्ना तूं देवा सुरशी येता,
there are times God is going to ask you a question, what shall I do for you?
केन्ना केन्ना देवूय वचून तुका प्रश्न विचारतलो, हांवें कितें करचें काय तुज्या
You
पासत?
turn to the Bible in the Gospel of Matthew,
मॅथ्यूच्या शुभ वर्तमानान पळोवंक गेल्यार
chapter 20,
20व्या विस्वरान
verse 32.
32वी वयन.
जेजू थांबलो आनी ताका आपोवन हाडून ताणें विचारलें, हांवें तुका कितें केल्लें जाय?
Now here there is a blind man.
आतां हांगासर कुड्डो दादलो
Okay?
आसा.
They are two blind men.
दोग कुड्डे दादले
They
आसा.
are come to Jesus.
ते
They have
आतां
come to Jesus.
जेजू सुरशी येयलेले आसा.
And Jesus asks them this question.
आणि जेजू तांकां हो प्रश्न विचारता,
What do you want me to do for you?
हांवें कितें तुज्या पासत केल्लें जाय तुका?
Isn't it a funny
हे
question?
फकाणाचे प्रश्न न्हू
A
काय?
blind man comes to Jesus and Jesus is saying, what do you want me to do for you?
एक दोग कुड्डे दादले जेजू सुरशी येता आणि ते जेजू तांकां विचारता, तुका कितें जाय काय हांवें
It's
तुज्या
like a
पासत केल्लें?
hungry man comes and he gets a question, what do you want me to do for you?
आतां भुकेलो मनीस तुज्या सुरशी येता आणि तूं तो ताका विचारता, कितें जाय हांवें तुका केलेलें?
Definitely a hungry man means he needs food.
भुकेलो आसा जाल्यार ताका जेवण जाय
A
न्हू.
blind man means he needs to see.
कुड्डो दादलो आसा जाल्यार ताका पळोवंक जाय
It
न्हू.
means whatever he is going through, whatever crisis he or she is going through, they are looking for a way out.
म्हणजे ज्या कांतानसान ते पासर जाता तितूनसान तांकां उपाय जाय न्हू भायर सरपाक.
Yet the question is asked.
तोरी प्रश्न चाललो आसा
And I
हांगासर.
believe today also there are many of us that God will ask or is asking this question, what do you want me to do for you?
आणि आयज लेगीत जायते जाणांक देव हो प्रश्न विचारीत आसा, कितें जाय हांवें तुज्या पासत केलेलें?
When you look at the reply of these blind men,
ह्या कुड्डे दादल्यांचे आतां जबाब पळोवंक गेल्यार
let's read verse 33.
पळय 33वी वयन.
ताणी म्हणलें, सायबा, तुवें आमचे दोळे उगडलेले आमकां जाय.
Lord, let our eyes be open.
सायबा तुवें आमचे दोळे उगडलेले जाय आमकां.
You see the word let, very amazing word, let.
आतां करून हे पळोवंक गेल्यार उतर.
Let. You go to Genesis chapter 1.
उत्पत्तीन पयल्या विस्वरान पळोवंक गेल्यार
God says, let there be light.
देवान अशें म्हटलें की उजवाड जावं दी.
You see the word let being used so many times in Genesis 1.
आमी हे उतर पळोवंक गेले जायते फावटी उजार केलेले आसा उत्पत्तीन.
If you and I understand that word,
तूं आनी हांव समजून घेतलें तें उतर.
it means God is saying, I permit the light to come into existence.
म्हणजे देव असं म्हणटा की हांव परवानगी दिता की ते उजवाड अस्तित्वांत येवपाक.
I permit the seas to come into existence.
हांव परवानगी दिता की तो दर्या आसा तो अस्तित्वांत येवपाक.
Now when these blind men are saying, let our eyes be open,
आता जेन्ना कुड्डे दादले अशें म्हणटा की आमचे दोळे उक्ते जावन दी.
what they are saying is, God, permit my breakthrough.
ते अशें म्हणटा देवा परवानगी दी म्हजी विस्मीत जावपाक.
That means they are acknowledging that without the permission of God, without the permission of Jesus, nothing can happen.
म्हणजे ते मानून घेता की जेजूच्या परवानगी शिवाय दोन्ही देवाच्या परवानगी शिवाय कांयच जावंक शकना.
You see, when God asks us that question,
म्हणजे जेन्ना देव आमकां हो प्रश्न विचारता
He's checking to see what our answer is.
तो पळयता कितें आमचो जबाब आसतलो काय
What
म्हणून.
are we going to be speaking?
कितें काय आमी प्रतिपाद दितलो
Would
काय.
we say, please help me?
आमी अशें म्हणटा आदार दी म्हाका प्लीज.
If you can.
तुजे कडेन घडटा
No,
जाल्यार.
there are many people that came with different petitions to Jesus.
जायते लोक जायते विनंती घेवन येयलेले जेजू सरशीं.
But when he asks this question,
पूण जेन्ना हो प्रश्न
what
विचारता
do you
तो
want me to do for you?
तुका कितें जाय तुज्या पासत
I
केल्लें.
believe he wants to us. He wants to see what we believe.
हांव सोद म्हणटा तो जाणा जावंक सोदता आमी कितें सोत मानता काय म्हणून.
What we believe.
आमी कितें सोत मानता काय.
These blind men believed that Jesus could open their
हे
eyes.
कुड्डे दादल्यान सोत मानले की जेजू कडेन घडटा तेंचे दोळे उक्ते
So
करपाक.
when we hear that question, what do you want me to do for you?
तो जेन्ना आमी हो प्रश्न आयकता की कितें तुका जाय हांवें केलेलें तुज्या
The
पासत.
next response should be, what do we believe he can do for us?
फुडलो आमचो प्रश्न आसूंक जाय कितें आमी सोत मानता काय जेजू
Let me say that
करतलो तो.
again.
परतो हांव सांगूंक
When we
सोदता.
hear that question, what do you want me to do for you?
जेन्ना आमी तो प्रश्न आयकता तुका कितें जाय काय तुज्या पासत केलेलें.
There's another thought that comes to us is, what do we believe he can do for us?
दुसरो प्रश्न जो दुसरो विचार जो येता आमच्या मतीन की आमी कितें सोत मानता काय की तेजे कडेन घडटा
Let
करपाक.
me ask you this question today. What do you believe Jesus can do for you?
हो प्रश्न आयज हांव तुका विचारूंक सोदता तूं कितें सोत मानता काय जेजू कडेन कितें घडटा
These
करपाक
blind
तुज्या
men
पासत.
came with conviction that he is the God of the impossible.
हे कुड्डे दादले आसलेले ते खात्रीन येयलेली की ह्या देवा कडेन जेजू कडेन सगळें घडटा म्हणून.
Blind man Bartimaeus.
कुड्डो बातिमेस जो
In
आसलेलो.
Luke chapter 18, 35 to 43, you don't need to open it. In that place as well, Jesus says, what do you want me to do for you?
लुका शुभवर्तमान 18 वेळेसपर्यंत जेजू तोही तेका प्रश्न विचारता की तुका कितें जाय तुज्या पासत
And he says,
केलेलें.
I want to see.
आनी तो म्हणटा की म्हाका पळोवंक जाय.
Because he knew what his God could do for him.
कित्याक तो जाण आसलो की तेजे देवा कडेन घडटा
He
तेच्या पासत
knew
करपाक.
and he had heard what Jesus was doing for people around.
तेणे आयकलेलें तो जाण आसलो की ते जेजू करतालो तो
Today I
सोदून
want to
लोकां
ask
पासत.
us today.
आयज हांव आमकांच प्रश्न विचारूंक सोदता.
Who do you believe Jesus is?
कोण तूं सोत कितें मानता की जेजू कोण?
Do you believe he's the God of the impossible?
तूं सोत मानता की तेजे कडेन आगोट पासून
Do
घडटा
you
म्हणून?
believe that he can work that impossible miracle that you've been waiting for?
तूं सोत मानता की जे आगोट मिलाग्रा पासून तूं रावलेलो तेजे कडेन घडटा म्हणून करपाक तुज्या जिवितांत?
That widow was facing a crisis.
ती विधवा आसलेली ती आखांतांसान पासार
That
जाताली.
widow was facing a difficult time.
कोठीन वेळासान ती पासार
And
जाताली.
Elisha asked her,
आनी एलिशा तिका प्रश्न
what
विचारता.
shall I do for you?
हांव कितें करूं काय तुज्या पासत?
My question to each one of us.
म्हजो प्रश्न आमच्या दर एकट्या पासून जावन आसा.
We want God to work for us.
आमकां जाय देवान आमच्या पासत काम केल्लें.
But what is the conviction that we have about our God?
पूण कितें काय खात्री आमकां आसा आमच्या देवा विशीं?
What is it that you believe in your gut about God?
तुजे खोलायनसान भितरसान तूं कितें सोत मानता काय देवा विशीं?
What do you believe in your gut about Jesus?
तुजे भितरसान तूं कितें सोत मानता काय जेजू विशीं?
Do you have that assurance that you can say, I know that I know that I know that I know that I know He will work?
तुका ही खात्री आसा का भितरसान अशें म्हणपाक की हांव जाणा की तो काम करतलोच म्हणून?
But the second question is even more funnier.
पूण दुसरो प्रश्न विचारूंक गेला आनी
And that's what I want to speak on today.
आनी त्या विशयी आयज हांव उलोवंक सोदतां.
He says, what have you in the house?
तो तेका अशें विचारता की तुज्या घरान कितें आसा काय तुजे कडेन.
She comes to Elisha.
ती आतां एलिशाशी येता.
She's crying out to
ती
Elisha.
एलिशा मुखार रडटा.
Maybe in the hope that Elisha will work something out or give her something.
जायत गर बडवशान की एलिशा कितें पूण कोत्तलो आनी कितें पूण दितलो तेका.
She's looking outside for the miracle.
ती भायर पळयता मिलाग्रा पासत.
Elisha is saying you need to look inside for the miracle.
एलिशा म्हणटा तुवें भितर पळोवंक जाय मिलाग्रा पासत.
She's looking outside towards Elisha for a breakthrough.
ती भायर पळयता एलिशा कडेन विजमिता पासत.
And Elisha is saying, what have you got on the inside?
आनी एलिशा इता तुजे भितर कितें आसा काय घरा
You see, our
कडच्या.
breakthrough is not on what happens outside. It's what's on the inside.
आमचे विजमीत भायर कितें घडटा तेजेर पातये ना पूण भितर कितें घडटा तेजेर आसा.
You see, Moses was facing a difficult time.
मोजेस पोंगेल कठीण वेळासान पास
When you
जातालो.
go into Exodus,
सुटकेच्या पुस्तकान
chapter
गेल्यार
4, verse 1 and 2.
चौथ्या विसरून पयली आनी दुसरी वळीन.
तेन्ना मोइजेसान जबाब दिलो, पूण ते म्हजेर विस्वास दवरिनात आनी म्हजें आयकुनूय घेवचे नात. पूण म्हणटले, देव तुका दिश्टी पडलो ना. सोरेस्परान ताका विचारलें, तुज्या हातान आसा तें कितें?
Okay, now Moses is saying, hey, come on, God.
आतां मोजेस म्हणटा पळय द्या.
Who will believe me?
कोण सोत मानतो माचे?
These people, how will I convince them?
ह्या लोकांक कसो हांव मनयतलो?
How can I show who you are?
कशें काय हांव दाखोवंक शकता तूं कोण
He's
तो?
facing a big problem.
तो व्हडल्या त्रासानसान पासर जाता.
He's going through a struggle on the
तो
inside.
तेजे मोतीन भितरसान झुजता.
He's experienced failure. If you have read Exodus 1, when he, just before he ran out of Egypt, he's experienced failure.
पयल्या विसरून पळोवंक गेलो तो इजिप्टांतलो भायर सरच्या आदी पोवन वयच्या आदी तो हारोपण पळयलेलें ताणें.
Okay, he had killed an Egyptian.
तेणे इजिप्तकाराक एका
He
मारलोलो.
tried to solve the dispute between two Israelites.
दोन इस्रायलाचे लोक आसलेले तेंच्या मदेलो दुस्पट
Instead
सॉल्व
of
करूंक
solving
सोदता.
it, he created another problem for
ते
himself.
सुटावे करच्या आनी एक त्रास तेणे विशय केलो तेज्याच
So
पासत.
he's experienced failure.
तो तेणे आदी हारोपण भोवला.
That failure is eating him up on the
आनी
inside.
ते हारोप तेजे खाता तेका भितरसान.
And as God is working on him,
आनी आतां जसो देव तेजेर काम करता.
he's telling God, what can I do?
तो म्हणटा देवा म्हाज्यान कितें गोटा करपाक?
Is it possible with
हे
me?
आगोट सारके म्हाजे पासत.
God tells him,
देव तेका सांगता
what is in your hand?
तुज्या हातीन कितें आसा
You
काय?
think God cannot see what's in his hand?
तुका दिसता की देवाक दिश्टी पडना तेज्या हातीन कितें
You
आसा
think
तें?
God is blind?
देव कुड्डो काय दिसता तुका?
Yet God asks that question, what is in your hand?
तोरी देव तेका प्रश्न विचारता तुज्या हातीन कितें आसा काय?
We want a breakthrough,
आमकां विस्मीत जाय
but we need to understand
पूण आमी हेंय समजून घेवंक जाय
that God has already given what you need for your breakthrough in you and in your hand.
की देवान तुका आदीच दिलेलें आसा की जे विजमिताची तुका गरज आसा ती तुज्या भितर आसा तुज्या हातीन आसा.
In Matthew chapter 14, verse 15 and 16, read there.
मॅथ्यूचे वर्तमान 14व्या विसवरून पळोवंक गेले 15वे आनी 16वे वळीन.
तिनसाना ताच्या शिसांनी लागीं सरून म्हणलें, ही सुवात एकसुरी आनी सांज जाली म्हणटोच लोकांक धाडून दी. तांकां आपणाक जेवण खाण विकतें घेवं दी. जेजून तांकां म्हणलें.
Okay, now the disciples are telling Jesus, Jesus, the crowd is too big.
आतां शिष्य आसा ते जेजू सांगता जेजू पळय जमो व्हडतो आसा.
Please send them away
पयस धाड तेंकां घाडा
that they may go and eat.
की ती वचोन खावपाक कितें आनी जेवपाक.
And then see what Jesus replies.
आनी पळय जेजू कितें जबाब दिता तो.
जेजून तांकां म्हणलें, तांणी खंयसरूच वेची गरज ना. तांकां खावन जेवंक तुमीच दियात.
You give them something to eat.
तेंकां खावंक जेवंक तुमीच दियात कितें.
Now the disciples are seeing thousands of people.
आतां शिष्य आसा तेंकां हजारांनी लोक दिश्टी
They are
पडटा.
seeing a big problem before them.
व्हडतो विशय आसा तेंच्या
They are
मुखार.
seeing a big mountain before them.
व्हडतो पर्वत आसा तेंच्या मुखार.
And Jesus is saying, you want that mountain to come down?
आनी जेजू तेंकां म्हणटा की तुका जाय तो पर्वत सकयल
You
पडलेलो.
want to see a miracle?
तुमी मिलाग्र पळोवंक सोदता.
You feed them.
तुमी तेंकां जेवण
That
फाव
means
करात.
with what you have,
म्हणल्यार जे कितें तुमचे कडेन आसा
begin your miracle.
तुनसान कॉमेस करा तुमची
Today I
मिलाग्र
want to challenge us.
आयज हांव आमकांच चॅलेंज करूंक
No, we
सोदता
are waiting for miracles.
आमी रावला मिलाग्रा
We are
पासत
waiting for our breakthrough.
आमी रावला आमच्या
We
विस्मिता
are
पासत
waiting for open doors.
आमी रावला उक्ती देरा करपाक
God
देव
is saying one thing very clearly.
देव एक गोष्ट सारकी नीट सांगता
You know, when Jesus died on the cross,
जेन्ना जेजू क्रुसार मेलोलो
one of the words that he said before giving his breath away,
तेणे सुस्कार सोडच्या आदी जी उतरां तेणे म्हटलेली
he said, "It is finished."
तेणे म्हटली सगळी
That
सोपाटलें
means all that is needed for you to experience your miracle has been done.
म्हणजे जे तुजे मिलाग्र अनुभवपाक सगळी जी गरज आसलेली ती केलेली आसा तेणे
All that you need for your miracle
सगळी जी तुका गरज आसलेली तुज्या मिलाग्रा
has been
पासत
done on the
ते
cross.
केलेलें आसा तेणे
That
क्रुसार
word finished means it is over.
सो पयलीं ते उतराचो अर्थ जावन आसा कापार सगळें
It is
जालें
over.
जालें
Finished does not just mean that Jesus is saying that he came to die only for you to go to heaven.
सो पयलीं तेजो अर्थ इतकोच न्हू की तो येयलो मरपाक आमच्या पासत की आमी फक्त स्वर्गार वयपाक
He came that you would have life.
तो येयलो की आमकां जिवीत आसपाक
He says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, for he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor."
तो म्हणजे देवाच्या आत्म्यान म्हाका अभिषेक केलेलो आसा की शुभ वर्तमान हाडपाक गरीबा पासत
So all that you need for your breakthrough has been done by Jesus.
तो सगळी जी गरज असेल तुझ्या विस्मिता पासून ती जेजून केलेली आसा
All you need to do is now move in faith.
सगळे तुवें करूंक जाय ते आतां भावार्थान मुखार वचोंक
It's
जाय
like Jesus is asking you, what is it that you have in your hand?
जेजू तुका अशें विचारता की तुज्या हातीन कितें आसा गो
What
तुजे
is it
कडेन
that you have in your hand?
तुज्या हातीन तुजे कडेन कितें
You
आसा
see, there are
काय
things that we hold on to till we don't let go, that we will not see our miracle.
थोडी गोष्टी जिंका आमी गोड धरून आसा ज्या पर्यंत आमी ते सोडून दिना त्या पर्यंत आमी आमचे विस्मीत पावचिना
Moses had to let go of that rod.
मोजिसान तो दांड सोडचो
The
पडलो
moment he let go of the rod, he saw the power of God.
जेन्ना तेणे आपलो दांड सोडलो तेन्ना तेणे देवाची पदवी
He
पयली
let go of that rod and saw the power of God.
तेणे ते आपलो दांड सोडून दिलो हातीतलो आनी तेन्ना तेणे पदवी पयली
That
देवाची
rod was for Moses an identity.
तो दांडू पळोवंक गेलो त्या वेळार तेजी ओळख आसलेली मोजेसा
Because
पासत
he was moving out as a shepherd man.
कित्याक त्या वेळार तो गवळी कसो काम
That
करतालो
rod was useful for his job.
तेजे कामा पासून तेका ती गरज आसली
His
दांड्याची
identity was shown through that rod.
ते दांड्या वरवीं तेजी ओळख दिश्टी पडटाली
Sometimes we need to let go of who I am to experience the great I am.
केन्ना केन्ना आमी कोण आसा ते आमकां सोडून दिवंक जाय की आमी वळखोपाक तो व्हर तो हांव आसा तो देव
We need to let go of who I am to experience the great I am.
आमी सोडून दिवंक जाय ती वळख आमची हांव कोण तूं की आमी अणभवपाक तो व्हर तो हांव आसा तो देव
Sometimes we hold on to our position, our name, our fame, our jobs, our wealth.
केन्ना केन्ना आमी आमची दोन संपत्ती ना आमचें नांव आमचे पोजिसांक आमी गोड धरून आसता
We need to learn to let go.
आमी शिकोंक सोडून
Let
दिवपाक
go.
सोडून दिवपाक
Let it go before God.
सोडून दी ते देवा मुखार
That God would begin to have His way in and through
की
us.
देव आपले काम कमीच करपाक आमच्या वरवीं आमच्या भितर
But when we look into that widow's story,
पूण ते विधवेच्या काणयेन पळोवंक गेल्यार
and we see in 2 Kings chapter 4,
दुसऱ्या राजाच्या पुस्तकान 4व्या विस्वरान
what she replies.
पळय ती कितें जबाब दिता ती
तिने जबाब दिलो तुजे चाकोनीच्या घरांत फकत एक तेलाचें आयदनां बगर आनी कांयच ना
Okay, she says in English, it sounds a little better. It says, and she said, your servant has nothing in the house
ती म्हणते तुजे चाकोनीच्या घरान कांयच ना
except a jar of oil.
फक्त एक आयदन आसा तेलाचें इल्लेशें
What do I have?
कितें आसा म्हाजे कडेन
Nothing.
कांयच ना
Just a jar of oil.
फक्त एक आयदन आसा तेलाचें
But the man of God tells her, go collect all the jars
पूण
around
तो देवाचो मनीस तेका सांगता सगळीं जी आयदनां आसा तेलाची ते
Shut the
एकठांय
door.
देर बंद कर
and start pouring the oil.
आनी ते तेल ओतूंक कमेस कर
That means start pouring. That means start, that's the only thing that she had.
एकूच वस्ती आसलेली तेचे कडेन
And he's saying, pour it out.
आनी तो म्हणटा ती ओतोय
Suppose the miracle had not happened.
चिंतात की मिलाद जावंक नासलेलें
Suppose the
जाल्यार
breakthrough had not happened.
ते विजमीत जावंक नासलेलें जाल्यार
How many of us stop pouring out because of the negative thoughts that tell us it may not happen?
कितलीं जाणां आमी ओतपाची बंद करता चिंतून करून ही वायट विचार की ना जायना जाल्यार
Elijah,
इलायजाक
when he
पळोवंक
met
गेले
the widow at Zarephath,
जेन्ना जारेफातान ती विधवेक मेवलो
he
तो
tells her, get me a drink.
तो म्हणटा की म्हाका हाड कितें पिवपाक
And then as she's going to get him a drink, he says, okay, also get get me cake.
आनी ती जशी वयता
Get me something to
भितर
eat.
तो म्हणटा म्हाका कितें खावपाकूय हाड.
And what does she say?
आनी ती कितें म्हणटा काय,
I have just a handful of flour
फक्त इल्लेशें हातभरूच मूठभरूच पीठ
and
आसा
a little oil.
आनी इल्लेशें तेल आसा.
And he says,
आनी तो म्हणटा,
then she says, I'm going to prepare it, eat it, and me and my child are going to get ready to die.
आनी मागीर ती अशी म्हणटा की हांव तयार करपाचें आमच्या पासत जेवण तितकें जेवण करून आमी तयार जावपाचें मरपाक.
And Elijah says,
And Elijah
let's go
म्हणटा.
there, let's go there, let's go there. Elijah says in 1 Kings 17, Elijah says,
आनी इलायजा जबाब दिता, पयला
do not
राजा
fear.
भिये नाका,
Verse 13, go and do as you have said.
तुवें सांगलां तशें कर,
But first,
पूण पयलीं
make me a little cake
म्हाज्या पासत एक उणाव तयार
and
कर
bring it to me.
आनी म्हाका हाड
And afterward, make something for yourself.
आनी मागीर तुज्या पासत कर कितें जाय तें.
Now the thought would say,
आतां कितें काय चिंतप येवपाचें,
suppose it doesn't happen.
जायना जाल्यार
Why should I give him?
कितें काय तेका दिवपाचें,
Why should I let go of that flour and that oil?
कितें काय तें पीठ जें आसा आनी तेल आसा तें दिवपाचें.
The mind is, thinks so many things negative at
मूत
times.
पोंगिला आमची कितले वायट वस्ती चिंतता केन्ना केन्ना.
When it comes to the area of giving,
जेन्ना दिवपाच्या जाग्यार
the
येता
struggle of the mind.
मोतीन आमी कितली झुजता काय,
Suppose it's not enough for me.
पुरो जायना जाल्यार म्हाज्या पासत पावना
Suppose
जाल्यार,
it runs out.
सोंपलें जाल्यार,
Suppose I don't have anything left.
आनी मागीर कांयच उरना जाल्यार,
Suppose the next bill payment, the cash doesn't come.
फुडलें बील फारीक करपाक पयशे येना जाल्यार
Then what should I do?
मागीर हांवें कितें करपाचें.
But this woman obeyed.
पूण हे उस्तुरेन उतर पाळलें
She
तेजें,
let go of that flour and the oil.
तिणी सोडून दिलें करून तेका.
That woman, that widow at the prophets, the widow of the prophet, she obeyed and began to pour out that oil into another jar.
त्या भागणाऱ्याची विधवेक पळोवंक गेल्यार तिणी उतर पाळलें आनी तेल ओतोंक लागली ती आयदनान.
The feeding of the 5,000 men plus women plus children.
ते 5,000 दादलेच आनी मागीर बायलोय आनी भुरग्यांकूय
That
जेन्ना जेजून
little
फाव
boy
केलें,
comes and gives over that 5 loaves and 2 fish.
तो ल्हान भुरगो येवन जेन्ना 5 उंडे आनी 2 नुस्तीं दिता,
If he had sat down and thought, oh, I need it for me,
तेन्ना तर बसून चिंतलेलें म्हाका जाय तें,
I'll hold it,
हांव दत्तलों,
I'll keep it.
हांव म्हाजे कडेन दत्तलों.
Would they experience that miracle?
ते मिलाग्र ते अणभवतले
You
आसले
see, the
काय.
miracle is in your hands.
मिलाग्र आमच्या हातीनूच
Sometimes
आसा.
you need to learn to let go.
केन्ना केन्ना आमी शिकोंक जाय सोडून दिवपाक.
If you are holding on to finances,
तू तर पयशांक गोड आसा,
let go.
सोडून दिते.
If you're holding on to your position,
तू तर आपल्या पोझिसांक गोड
holding
आसा,
on to your name,
तुजे नांवांक गोड आसा,
holding on to your wealth,
तुजे धन संपत्तीक गोड आसा जाल्यार
learn to let go
तू शिक सोडून
and
दिवपाक
hold on to God.
आनी देवाक गोड धरूंक
You know
लाग.
what brought the miracle for Bartimaeus?
तुम्ही जण बातिमेच्या जिवितान कित्याक
It
मिलाग्र
was
येयले,
his desperation for
तो
God.
देस्परत आसलो म्हणून देवा
He
पासत,
held on to God.
तेन देवाक गोडून
He
रावलो
could have
म्हणून.
sat down begging for the rest of his
तो
life.
जिवीतभर भीक मागूनच बसोंक
He
जाता
could have been
तेच्यान.
happy with whatever shekels were coming before him.
जे कितें शेकल्स तेच्या मुखार येताले तितून तो सुसेगाद
But
आसूंक
he
शकतालो,
let go.
पूण तेणे सोडून दिले.
He threw off that blanket
तेणे ते आपले आंगोस्त्र उडयले
and moved on towards
आनी
Jesus.
मुखार गेलो तो जेसू
Today
सोडशी.
my question to you is,
आज माझो प्रश्न जावन
you
तुज्या
want a
पासत,
miracle.
तुका मिलाग्र जाय
You
न्हू,
want a breakthrough.
तू विचमीत पोंग
You
सोदता,
want to see God work.
तू पोंग सोदता देव काम करता तो.
But you and I need to learn to release
But
before
तुवें
we can receive.
तुवें आनी शिकोंक जाय सोडून दिवपाक आमकां मेवच्या
We
आदीं.
need to learn to release before we can receive.
आमी शिकोंक जाय आमच्या हातीन आसा ती सोडून
Learn
दिवपाक की
to
आमकां
give
मेवपाक.
before you can receive.
तू दिवपाक शिकोंक जाय घेवच्या आदीं.
There's a miracle in giving.
मिलाग्र आसा दिवपांत,
There's a miracle in giving.
मिलाग्र आसा दिवपांत.
There is a miracle in
जेन्ना
giving.
तू दिता तेन्ना तू मिलाग्र पळयता.
When you let go,
जेन्ना तू सोडून दिता,
you begin to see how God multiplies.
तू पळयतो देव कसो वाडयता तो.
That widow at Zarephath,
ती जारिफातांची विधवा
the
आसलेली,
whole town and village was going through famine.
सगलो गांव तो आसलो, सगळे शार जे आसले ते दुकोळांच्यान पासार जाताले.
She and her family, her household was feasting.
पूण तिचो घोराबो जो आसलो, तिचो कुटुंब आसलो तो फेस्त मनयतालो.
That woman, that widow of the prophet,
ती बाखणारची विधवेकूय पळोवंक
has she obeyed Elisha and poured out that oil?
जशी तिने एलिशाची उतर पाडली आनी ती तेल ओतोंक लागली.
Do you know what was the end of it?
तुम्ही जाण शेवट कितें जालें तें
All
तेचो?
her debts was cancelled.
सगली तिची रिणां फारीक
All
जाली.
her debts was cancelled.
सगली तिची रिणां फारीक जाली.
That pressure and the threats that were surrounding her,
सगळी जे प्रेशर जो असलेलो जो सामोर जालो तिच्या
she
जिवितांत
was released from it.
तिका तितून सुटका
She
मेळ्ळी
came out of it.
ती भायर सरली
But she
आकांतांतसान
had to obey.
पूण पयलीं तिने पाडचे
And
पडले
she had to let go.
आनी तिने सोडचे पडले
She
सोडून
had to
दिवचे
begin
पडले
to pour out.
तिने कोमेस केले ओतोवपाक
Pour out what?
कितें ओतोवपाक
What she had.
जे कितें तिचे कडेन आसलेलें
She
तें
had to pour out.
तिने ओतोवचे
I want
पडले
to challenge you today.
हांव तुमकां चॅलेंज करूंक
The
सोदतां
miracle is with you.
मिलाग्र तुज्या जातीन आसा
If you're holding on to things,
तू तर गोष्टींक गोड धरून आसा जाल्यार
sometimes God tells us, sometimes people come to me and say, you know what, brother, I feel in my heart that I need to stand with the ministry. I need to sow.
केन्ना केन्ना लोक येवन अशें म्हणटा ब्रदर म्हाका अशें दिसता म्हाज्या काळजांतल्यान की हांवें उबो रावंक जाय मिनिस्ट्री सांगता आनी रोवंक जाय
And then they hold on.
आनी मागीर ती गोड धरून
They're
रावता
holding on.
ती गोड धरून आसता
And at the same time, they're praying for a miracle.
आनी मिलाग्रा पासून थंय मागता
You
त्याच
cannot hold on and expect a miracle.
तू गोड धरून रावन मिलाग्रा आशोंक शकना
It's when you open up
जेन्ना तू आपल्या हातूक ते
that you
करता
begin to see God work.
तेन्ना तू पळय तो देव काम करता तो
That widow,
ती विधवा पळोवंक गेल्यार
she saw her miracle.
तिने आपले मिलाग्र पळयलें
You will see your miracle.
तूंय तुजें मिलाग्र पळयतलो
It is in your hands.
तुज्या हातीन आसा
It is
तें
in your house.
तुज्याच घरान आसा
It is
तें
with you.
तुजे कडेनच आसा
God
तें
has already given you your seed for your growth.
देहान तुका बी दिल्लेलें आसा तुजे वाडाय पासत
All you need to do is learn to open up
सगळें तुवें करूंक जाय तें शिकोंक जाय ओकतें
and let
करपाक
go of that seed.
आनी सोडून दिवपाक तें बी
Now, I don't know who I'm speaking to today.
हांव आयज हांव कोणा कडेन उलयता तो
Maybe you've been asking God, God, give me a breakthrough.
जायत तूं देवा कडेन मागता देहा म्हाका म्हाजी मिलाग्र दी
Maybe you've been asking God, show me open doors.
जायत तूं देवा कडेन मागता देहा म्हाका देर उक्तें कर
Maybe you've been asking God, give me a breakthrough.
जायत तूं देवा कडेन मागता देहा म्हाजी विस्मीत दी म्हाका
But today God is speaking to you.
पूण आयज देव तुजे कडेन उलयता
And He's saying your breakthrough is in your
तो
hands.
म्हणटा तुजी विस्मीत तुज्याच हातीन
It's
आसा
already with you.
तुजे कडेनच आसा तें
The moment you plant it,
ज्या वेळार तूं रोयतलें
the
तें
moment you obey and let go,
ज्या वेळार तू आनी सोडून
you will see
दितलो
what I will do for you.